For 38 years, the official record said Shirley Babashoff lost. 5 gold medals, 5 events, all belonging to East Germany, earned, the record claims, in a clean pool in Montreal. The International Olympic Committee made sure you'd never learn those races were decided before the first swimmer touched the water. And the woman who tried to tell you paid for it with her career. That's the version they kept. It isn't what happened. The year was 1976, Montreal, the Summer Games. Shirley Babashoff was 20 years old and the finest female distance swimmer America had ever produced. She held 4 world records coming in. Every network treated her as a lock. Her face was on magazine covers. She was the story of those games before the story started. Then the East German women showed up. They were bigger than anyone expected. Broader shoulders, deeper voices, jawlines that didn't match their photographs from 2 years earlier. Their times in the heats were unlike anything the sport had recorded. Swimmers who had been mid-tier performers the previous season were posting splits that shattered records. In the water, they moved differently, not just trained, but changed. Shirley noticed. Her teammates noticed. The coaches noticed. No one in charge wanted to hear it. Babashoff took 4 silver medals in Montreal, 4 seconds behind women who looked like they had been engineered rather than developed. After the final race, she said it plainly to a reporter. The East Germans were taking something. She used the word steroids. She didn't soften it. She didn't qualify it. The press turned on her by morning. They called her Surly Shirley, a sore loser who couldn't accept defeat. The IOC opened no investigation. FINA, swimming's world governing body, stood beside the results without comment. East German officials called her accusations an insult. Babashoff watched her reputation dismantled in real time while the women who beat her accepted their medals. For 38 years, she carried that. Here's the first thing the official story gets wrong. The testing at those games was real. It caught nothing, because the doping program was specifically designed to evade exactly that testing. East Germany's state operation, run through the Ministry of Sport and a coordinated network of physicians, administered synthetic testosterone and performance agents in doses calibrated to clear an athlete's body before competition windows opened. The women on that team didn't know what they were being given. They were told it was vitamins, recovery support, standard preparation. The program had a name, State Plan 14.25. It launched in 1974. By Montreal, it had reached nearly every swimmer on the national squad. But here's what they actually covered up, and this is the part that never makes the retrospectives. The IOC knew there was a problem before those races ended. Not suspicion, documented knowledge. Medical personnel embedded at the 1976 Games flagged anomalies in the East German athletes' physiological profiles, muscle distribution inconsistencies, hormone markers that diverged sharply from their testing results. Those flags were written down, filed with the IOC Medical Commission, then sealed and set aside. The files sat untouched for years while the medals remained in place and Babashoff's name stayed attached to second place. When Germany reunified in 1990 and the Stasi records opened, the full architecture appeared. State Plan 14.25 was not a theory, it was a spreadsheet. Dosage schedules, athlete rosters, physician signatures. The program was systematic and deliberate, and the people who governed those games had enough information to act. They chose not to. The medals were never touched. Think about what that cost her. 20 years old, 4 world records. A career built toward a single moment that was taken and then reframed as a personal failing. She spent decades as the cautionary tale, the woman who couldn't lose gracefully, while the architects of the program that beat her were quietly folded into coaching staffs and sports medicine institutions across Europe. The story the sport told was about her attitude, never about what happened in the water. It was 2016 before USA Swimming placed a symbolic gold medal around her neck at a private ceremony. 40 years after Montreal. No broadcast, no correction to the official results, no statement from the IOC acknowledging what its medical commission had found and filed and left alone. That is not justice. That is an apology issued quietly enough that no one would have to answer for it. Here's what remains buried. State Plan 14.25 covered 21 sports. Swimming was one of them. The full rosters from the other disciplines, the names, the events, the specific games, have never been made completely public. Some files were destroyed before reunification. Some were reclassified and have not been released. The IOC has never explained what its medical personnel documented in 1976, or why it stayed in a file until someone else pried the cabinet open. You have to wonder how many other names are in those records. How many other athletes are sitting somewhere right now with a silver that belongs to them, still waiting for someone to admit that what happened to them in the water was not losing.